on screen.
No worries. Cutting it a bit fine there. Sorry about that.
Mate, it's rock and roll. It's fine. I know what was happening. I know what was happening. You was in the green room with all your riders arguing with Janice about the Smarties. And that could be a question for you. If you was mega, what would you be your... Because they do, don't they? What would be your ridiculous rider? Do you know what I mean? Just for a laugh. What would it... I don't know. What would it be?
God. I've no idea.
Have a think about it. We'll talk about that later on. Get your mind going.
Probably, but yeah. We'll see what I think about it, yeah.
Thanks for coming on, mate. What we'll do, we sort of just introduce people, and then we go into a bit of a tune, and then, well, you will be, I won't be. And then what we'll do is let things build up, and then we'll come back and have a bit of a conversation. But for the benefit of everybody out there, introduce yourself.
Okay, yeah. So I'm Jay Tennant, singer-songwriter from the Midlands. Been doing this a while now, and I'm on like my third album basically, that I've like self-released. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Cool. So we're not a million miles away. I'm near Coventry, so maybe we should meet up and have a coffee or something. Do you know what I mean? So at some point, have a bit of a chat if you're about.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Yeah, I've sort of been around the Midlands, various places. So I grew up kind of Birmingham area, Sutton Coldfield, was there for 18 years, and then moved to Leicester for a few years, and I was in Nottingham for a year, and then kind of been like Warwickshire, Leicestershire, I'm sort of on the border there between the two now at the moment. So, but yeah, not too far from you. So that'd be good, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Duggystone Reggae's on. He says, "Oh, my family, Great Bar." That's where they're all from, Great Bar. So,
okay, yeah. I used to go swimming there, I think, or something. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do, people. Start dropping your questions in. Please share the broadcast if you're watching live, because sharing is caring. And we'll ask some questions. I've got a few knocking about, and we'll just be relaxed and see how it goes. Whilst the music's playing, because we didn't have a pre-show show, there'll be a graphic on screen, so you're all right. So there's no issues there. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go all technical. We're going to put a VT on. We got this one. It's called "You're My One Desire." So let's have this. It's from Jay Tennant, our special guest today. I can say his name. Yesterday I had a real problem. I had to get the interpreters in. So I've got this going. Be right back, people.
Can't turn and can't go back.
Absolutely brilliant. And you're right, Dan, great song. Hey, there's no crap on this show, you know. We only have on what we want, what we think's good. Absolutely brilliant. If you just joined us, we're talking to Jay Tennant. Brilliant track, man.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we've been following you and listening to your stuff. Really like your vibe and your music. It's cool. Nice to listen to.
Top man. Thank you.
So, who's this? Fanatic fan. There's questions coming in. Cool video. That's great. There's one here from... we'll ask that question in a minute, the Eddie King question. So, Dan from the Reggae Show's asking, who are Jay's biggest fans? It must be a mate of yours. He's calling you Jay now. Who are Jay's biggest musical influences? That's what he said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I always find that a tough one to answer because... there's so many, I suppose, in a way, and also I don't want to get tied to any sort of particular influences really. So, but yeah, I did just some of the greats really. So the Stones, the Beatles, the Doors, and then some of the 80s and 90s big bands like pop scene and what have you. So
a good answer.
All of those guys.
That's a good answer, that, because you're right. Because as soon as you say, I'm influenced by, I don't know, Bon Jovi or whatever, where that came from, forever and a day, everyone's going to say, he's Bon Jovi fan. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. I think it's good to kind of keep it quite free and you can sort of change your sound up whenever you want and, just not get tied to that kind of one name or whatever. Yeah, definitely.
There you go. Right, I got you on camera now. Keep doing that. See, thank you for that.
All
technical team. You're on camera now. They don't want to look at my ugly mug. They want the artist on. So we are back on. Thanks for that, Janice. What else have we got? Eddie always asks this question. I don't know. I'm going to ask it anyway. Have you got a tour van? And I'm saying it in the voice like this. Have you got a tour van? And if so, what kind of tour van have you got? So that's the question he asks every time. It's just doing me head in.
Okay.
Ask it.
I've got my car. And that's about it at the minute. So see how things go. But no tour van at the minute.
Well, there's you, isn't there? Because obviously you've got the music. What do you do for the music? Because that's not all you, is it? Just doing the music. Have you got a band behind? Do you know what I mean?
Well, So basically, I go to a studio and my producer, he's a bit of a genius, and I'll lay vocals and guitars down, but he can kind of add the drums and bass and he does the solos and stuff on the track. So he gives me that full band sound. So
cool.
Yeah,
because some artists just use session singers, or they've got people that they know and they produce the music for us. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Got a solo artist. So would you prefer to do that? Do you prefer to be on your own, or would you like, Fred who's playing the drums and Mike's on guitar over there? And do you not fancy that? Do you just want to be a solo artist?
Yeah, no. What do you mean, to have my own band?
Yeah.
No, that'd be amazing. It's just finding the right people really that are available, they're into what you're doing, they're committed, they can gig when you need them to, and all that sort of stuff. It's like it's quite hard. So
yeah,
and like I've been in bands I was in bands for like 10 years before, and like obviously we were not doing my stuff, we were doing like band originals, and like great times, but even just doing that, like it's hard to keep everyone together, you know.
Yeah.
And things would kind of like last for like maybe a year or something, and then someone would leave or whatever, and then you've got to find somebody else, and just gets quite hard work, you know. So I think like when I went solo, I just liked that freedom really, and then just kind of I see myself as a recording artist really, like and then like if I can build gigs into that, then amazing. But it's all about the songs, like essentially for me. So
no, it's good. There's no wrong and right. I get why people would want to be in a band, but it makes logical sense to be on your own, because you're only relying on you, and as long as you know what sort of vibe you want, or you've got a decent producer, then this is what I'm after. Go and produce something for this. I think that's
yeah.
Why not? Why tie yourself down with some people that? It's frustrating when people let you down, don't they? If you're passionate about something, then there's arguments and there's all the rest of it. It can be a bit. I don't know how these bands go on where there's about 9 or 10 of them in the band, like a lot of reggae bands. There's about 9 of them in the band. How do they keep that crap?
Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
How do you keep everyone happy? Yeah, like I've no idea, but I love that they manage it. You know, that everyone's on board with that.
Maybe it's a bit like chilled out.
I think it's great to have like other people's input, and like I saw the Three Little Wolves main man talking about like the kind of blend of what each member's doing, and like I love that, and it's great if you're all on the same page and you can make that work. But if you can't, it gets difficult, and you know, so I suppose it's easy for me. Like it's easier if it's just my ideas, I suppose. So
I get it. I'm a bit like that myself, I suppose. If I'm doing stuff, a lot of the time I'll do stuff on my own when I'm out and about, and I can, you know, you can get on with it. Sometimes you need more people, but I feel if I was going to go and do interviews or I was going to do stuff, if I'm on my own, it's a bit more difficult because you've got all the technical stuff to do yourself, but I can go, I'm going over there now. I'm going to speak to them now. I'm going to do this. You don't have to, you know what I mean? I know it's not the same as being in a band, but I get that being a solo artist is totally different than being in a band, and there's no right or wrong. And if you're good at it and your stuff's excellent, so why not keep it rocking? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Thanks, man. Nice one.
Seriously, love it. I mean, we don't have to have anybody on here, and we want to speak to people we want to speak to because we like them, not because, do you know what I mean? Not for any other reason. And I like to talk to people like yourselves, get to understand it, because we love your music. So let's find out a bit about you as well. Now you can answer this question now. I'll leave it a bit later. I've been asking bands, and you might choose not to answer it. Room 101, which band or artiste would you put in Room 101? Now, you don't have to answer it. It's entirely up to you. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no rules here.
Okay.
You can think about that, or do you want to answer it now?
I'm going to duck out of that one, actually, because, and the reason I say that is like, you know, like that one band that you like really dislike, that's somebody's favourite band. And like, and I always think that, and like, you know, I know what it's like when people are slating like a band that you love, and like, I just kind of don't want to do that to anyone. So, just going to duck out of that one. Like, I just think like, you know, it's so subjective, and you like what you like, and everyone's got different unique music taste, and that's a great thing about music. Like there's so much that you can like get into, and you know.
Great answer. I've written down here, Jay Tennant, Diplomat.
There you go.
Excellent.
Not always, maybe, but
it's just a bit of a different question. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. So I like it. So you've produced. There's a question here that I've got for you. Thoughts on the music industry. So there's a couple of different things in it. You've produced 3 albums currently. So what's your actual thoughts about I know you're a diplomat. About the industry as a whole, the music industry. What's your thoughts on it? What's your feel?
So, well, like in a way, I can only sort of speak about it from sort of my perspective. But obviously, like, you know, before I was doing the music and stuff, I was just a fan of music, like anyway. And like I've seen it change over the years. So, I think growing up like through the 90s, like 80s, 90s, was amazing in terms of like all the like for me all the guitar music that was like massive, and it broke through onto Radio 1, and it was kind of everywhere, and it was like really creative, I think, and like, you know, all the bands kind of spurred each other on to do better, and there was like so much amazing music made, like not just here but in the States with the grunge scene and all of that, and then the bands that followed and whatnot. So I think they, like, in a way, that was a bit of a golden time for me, I think. And then like you kind of had the early 2000s rush as well, like with the post-punk revival, like the Strokes and Black Rebel Motorcycle Club and Yeahs and like the New York scene and like all those bands, Interpol, you know, and then the Killers. I think that was also another sort of golden era of like music, like, and like the industry booming and stuff. But I think like it sounds like I'm you know, being a bit narrow-minded and it's just about guitar music, but like since then there's been a big shift where like the whole sort of manufactured pop scene has kind of taken over, hasn't it? Like the last 15-20 years. So and I think like it's changed so much in terms of like, not in a good way, like it's become very sort of ring fenced, and like with Spotify it's all very ring fenced, and just the top artists like benefit, and do you know what I mean, and get pushed and promoted and stuff. So I think as a fan, like that's not great. And then like when I'm making like my own music now, it's hard to kind of break through all that like kind of red tape, if you like, and like as an independent sort of artist, it's pretty tough going. But I would say, like, especially through Twitter, like in the last sort of couple of years, there's definitely been like a resurgence, I'd say, like in the independent music scene, or, you know, it's certainly more visible now than ever. And there's a lot of people that help out, like pushing and promoting that. And that's amazing, I think. And like, I think it's not sort of seen wider, like in the industry, but it's definitely there, and it's a strong sort of independent scene, I think, with you know, so much talent. So hopefully some of that starts to break through, and, you know, I think starting to see that a little bit, like some guitar acts and whatnot are kind of breaking through. So that's good. Long answer.
No,
hopefully makes some sense.
No, it's good that it's a long answer. It's for the show for you, and it's nice to get your thoughts on it, because I agree with you what you're saying, because we've seen it. And we've also seen what's happening within the indie scene at the minute, especially on Twitter. Twitter's fantastic for that. What we've noticed is the support you're getting from within the genre, within other artists, supporting other artists, pushing in, because it's like everything in life. Business has changed, the high street's changed, how people consume products, how we purchase things is different, you know. I very rarely go to the shop. I just pick my phone up and I order it, and it arrives. It's a similar sort of thing with the music industry. It's great in some respects, because the accessibility to get someone like yourself would have in the past relied on an A&R person at BBC going, get Jay on. Do you know what I mean? We're going to promote it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the access that someone like yourself or someone like you could go and produce something in a studio and put an album out would never have happened years ago, because you couldn't do it. But you can now. Yeah. So it's a positive and a negative, because there's also a lot of rubbish out there, and it's cutting through that to get to the good stuff, and that's what we're trying to do.
That's a great way of summing it up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I think for me it's frustrating when we see people like yourself, with other people that we've interviewed and we want to interview, and you like that rubbing your head going, why is this artist like yourself not all over? You should be on everything. You know what I mean? Your music should be played on wherever. It should be used, and I don't know. You should be out there, and it frustrates us, and it must frustrate the hell out of you guys when you're producing your work that you're not getting picked up. And I'm really struggling with it. What's stopping that at the moment? And I'm not quite sure. I've got some ideas.
I think like you sort of hinted at, there's still that kind of A&R man sort of element of, like, you know, the right person passing on your song to the DJs or whatever. Like there is still some of that, I think. And it's easier for like signed bands, but if you're unsigned, it's pretty hard to like bridge that gap, to be honest. Like it happens occasionally, but for quite a lot of us, it's pretty hard to kind of bridge that gap, really. So, and like to try and get on Sky Sports or whatever, like it's amazing when like I see some of the bands that manage that, like fair play to them, like it's amazing. But I don't know how you do that, really. Like you've got to rely on somebody spreading the word for you, I think. Passing your song on or whatever.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I've got my own assumptions. I don't know. They're just my thoughts. That there's a couple of things going on. It's if I'm sat there running a big radio station and the latest track comes out from a big name, and I go, we'll play that because everyone's going to like it. They like this. Yeah, let's get it on. Let's give them this stuff again. And also, you've probably got excuse me, boss. Here's a few quid. Can you promote our band? They've released a new track, and I think there's some of that going on from the record label. But it's how do we, as an indie scene, if you like, because we're part of it, because we're indie radio, we're an independent radio. How do we? There's got to be a way between how we break that mold and we do something that the listeners that are listening to the crap they're being fed day in, day out. Yeah, here you go, have this again. You like this, have this rubbish. How do we get away from that? Because I'm being funny. You do The Voice now and Simon Cowell and it's great, and release this manufactured, not knocking too good, but some of them are not as good as there are bands that are over here who are going round in transit vans getting 50 quid to do a gig because 20 people's turned up. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't make sense, does it? It doesn't make sense.
It's formulas, isn't it? I think so. Like with shows like that, they've got a tried and tested formula that's kind of the public has kind of taken on, embraced it, if you like, and it runs for a number of years, and then it maybe fizzles out. But obviously, like the people writing the songs, you've got like teams of people writing the songs, haven't you? And it's all a little bit ring fenced, probably with the songwriting as well. So it's why a lot of songs sound quite similar and stuff. But that's just my view on it. But but I think just to kind of add to what you were saying, I think how do you break through that? There are, like, obviously through Twitter and whatnot, you have got radio DJs and I'll say promoters, if you like, people who are pushing music and bloggers, and I think it's just like a community effort, if you like, to try and sort of keep punching holes to break through that wall, if you like, and you just got to keep chipping away at it. I think that's the only way we can do it. And
I think what's happening, I've not noticed, I might be wrong now, I've not noticed it in any other genres, but in the indie scene and the things that I've seen, we've been following, that movement, for want of a better word, is strong. It's almost, you can allude it to what's happening in Canada. I don't know the news and everything, but what's happening in Canada with one trucker pulling up somewhere and going, I'm not happy with this. It's not going to have an impact. But when you've got thousands of them and they just block a city, I'm not saying we go protesting, but I think if that movement that's currently there gathers momentum and snowballs to become a big beast, then potentially it's got the ability to book the what's going on out there, the norm, and change things. But anyway, we're getting all very serious on this one, aren't we?
That's right.
We might change the world here.
Yeah. I think you need a few people at that top level to take a chance as well, and like make something happen. Put on a show that's purely, some of the independent scene or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's because they kind of did that. That's how some of the the Britpop scene kicked off when they did that Channel 4 show. I think Damon Albarn was presenting it or something, and they had like 10 bands on, and it was like around '94 or something, and it kind of the scene was starting to kick off anyway, but it kind of really helped broadcast that across the nation, if you like, and then. And then you have like other shows that took that on, like TFI Friday or whatever. It just needs people to take a bit of a chance on some of the bands to try and push through. I think that's what I'd say. Yeah.
Cool. Right, we'll come back to that because I've enjoyed this because normally I've played another track by now, so I think it's time to have another track rocking. And just to end on that point, it's one reason why we're doing these shows and changing the Thursday morning show to be more independent and what have you, because we believe, well, let's stand up and try and get people on board. Anyway, Forever Out this is, what's it called? chasing. Star chasing.
Start chasing.
Yeah. I nearly got it right.
Nice one.
I nearly got it right. Cue the feed, T. Be back in a minute.
You crashed your car on a dead-end street, and I would only want to be broken down with you. My God, passing that place on a one-way street, drinking alone and it's bittersweet, and I'll be in a corner just hanging around for you. My God, run away, like Garbo, run away, like Bardo, run away, like Monroe now. Lipstick trace on your glass of wine, you turn around on the borderline, you and I collide like a star and a new Messiah. My God, cold black eyes in the city lights, twist and turn and you're out of sight. Now you've got me spinning around like a drunken fly. My God, run away, like Garbo, run away, like Bardo, run away, like Monroe now. Run away, like Garbo, run away, like Bardo, run away, I want you now. Flicking your light on, flicking your light on, flicking your light on me, my baby. Kicking it right on, turning it right on me, my baby. Run away, like Garbo, run away, like Bardo, run away, like Monroe now. Run away, like Garbo, run away, like Bardo, run away, I need you now.
Oh, we're liking that. We're liking that. Love it, mate. Love it. So if you just joined us, this is Duggystoneradio, and we're interviewing or chatting on our introducing to Jay Tennant, man. Yeah, cool. Love it. They're brilliant tracks.
Thanks, man.
Brilliant. I like them. Even though some of, you might not, like a lot of stuff, you listen to and think, yeah, I just like the beat. It's upbeat. It's just powerful. Look, I think it's great.
Yeah.
What you're doing with your music, I think that's brilliant. I love it. We've got a question here from a lady in Italy, I believe. I think Janice has been trying to decipher. It says, question from a Italian lady on Twitter. Do you think it is better for bands or artists to stay at home or to carry on at this time because you're not having the airplay or getting played? I think we know what she means, doesn't she? I think, but do you think artists should be going out there or just saying, sod it, let's stay at home? What do you reckon?
Okay. Yeah, no, I think the answer is it's a passion. So go out and do it, do it, whatever. I think that's my personal view on it is I do this because it's a passion. And, if there's like 2 people listening or whatever, I'll still do it anyway. So that's what it's all about for me. So I'd say just get out there, go and gig, whatever. And like just believe in it. I think if you do believe in it, and I do with my music, so hopefully at some point you kind of break through a bit more than like currently or whatever. So that's my view on it. Yeah.
Cool. If I laugh at any point, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at some of the bloody comments that's coming through and questions. But yeah, you're right. I do public speaking in schools and what have you. I don't, it's just something I do. It's not a paid gig. It's my giving back. And I had a phone call a bit back. I was doing a gig and it was going to Birmingham. I was nearly at the site and he went, "There's been a bit of mess up. There's only three students turned up. Should be 30." I went, "Well, so don't bother coming." I'm like, "Pardon?" "Well, don't bother coming because only 3. I went, "So those 3 have got to suffer because the other, you've not organised it, or the 27 couldn't be bothered. So the 3, well, you're still going to come?" I went, "Yeah, because those 3 people have turned up, haven't they? So why should I deny them? Deny them my time and what I was going to do for those 3 people? Could have a massive difference." And I think you're right about the passion. You do it because we're passionate about this and we've been rocking it for 4 years. And it's tough, man. It's as tough as you guys out there. You keep producing your work, you keep doing it. It's tough. It's a tough industry and it's highly competitive. And, what do you do?
Definitely. But yeah, it's about connecting, I think, like you've just said about your public speaking. So, if you can make that connection, even with just one person, then that makes it worthwhile, I think. You've made a difference. So
I always say, out of a room, even if there's 50, 100, well, how many people in the room, if I only affect one person, I've done my job. I'm there for that one person that wants me to be there. That's what I'm there for.
Spot on, yeah.
So the question that's come in, which was making me chuckle, this is coming from Dan. And I saw this post on Facebook last week. And anyway, he says, "Does Jay agree that king-size pot noodles should come with a king-size sauce chassis pack? Yeah, instead of the normal size. Do you know what I mean? Because apparently they come with a normal one, and you got a king-size pot noodle. What's your views on that?"
Yeah. It's a yes for me. I think he's bang on there. Yeah, definitely.
So, or maybe what they should do, pot noodle, is put 2 sachets in one king-size one. Come on, stop.
Yeah.
Even if you go
top tip.
Top tip. Even if you go to McDonald's, you go, "Can I have some sweet and sour sauce?" Because that's my preferred option. They give you 2.
Nice.
They don't give you 1. Chips in sweet and sour sauce, man, from McDonald's is just the bomb, I tell you.
Fair play.
Got another question here off Mixcloud. What new bands excite you? Well, that's a good one. Good question like that.
Yeah, that is a good one. So I'm going to forget so many probably, but so the Shop Window, Arcade State, the Shed Project, who I think you've interviewed.
Yeah, nice
3 Little Wolves are great.
Yeah, awesome.
There's so many, and then some of the solo artists are amazing as well. Martin Leary, Jen Dixon. There's loads I could mention.
Yeah. You're right, because I've tweeted some things out. Someone put a comment on the other. This was a good one, and I'm going off a tangent now. It was on Twitter, and it went the top 5 or top 10 bands of all time, and put these bands down, and I was like, of all time. So I replied and went, "Has time stopped? You've closed the book on some great bands like Bum 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 Bum," and I might have missed some bands, but I did Apollo Junction. I reamed all them off that are out there. Didn't you? So don't say of all time. You might say up to a point, but they can't. How can you possibly say they're the best bands of all time? It's impossible to say that, isn't it? It's impossible.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Unless the time is stopping, it's impossible. So, they were a good giggle, the Shed Project and 3 Little Wolves. Just great. Like yourself, you can see the passion comes over, why you're doing it. Because I think that's obviously a question. Why, what makes you go... But we'll ask that anyway. Yeah. What does make you go, sod this, I'm going to go and do this gig? What's made you say, this is what I'm going to do? What is it that...
For me personally, I think I started off being a singer to have a voice. I think that was the main thing, and having something to say. And so I think now it's about wanting to communicate something through a song. Probably that's why I write songs. So I've got something I want to say, and I'll put it into a song. So especially on this new album, Forever Roses. So that's what it's all about, really. And and like, I don't know, I've just always loved music, so it's a passion anyway. And then if you combine that with having something you want to say, I think that gives you the drive to do it personally. So that's what it's all about for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So when's that new album out? That's not out yet, is it? Forever Roses, is that coming out?
So
soon?
yeah, so it's an interesting one because of the massive delay, like with vinyl, right? It was like 6-month delay was announced sort of back in November or whatever, and then I put the order in at the end of November, and I was given a date of like mid-June, and I was like, God, you know, I want to put this album out now, basically, because I'm on to the next one, you know, and like the way I've done it like through Bandcamp. So essentially, I had to like stagger the release. So you've got the actual digital release is going to be 8th of April,
right?
Because it had to be like 3 months before the vinyl release. It couldn't be a bigger window than that or something. So I had to kind of put the vinyl in for mid-June. The digital version is out on like Bandcamp on 8th of April, and I'll put it on Spotify like to sync up with that date. But you can go on Bandcamp and listen to it now. So like some people have heard the whole album already, so it's kind of available to stream via Bandcamp now. But officially, it's kind of out on the 8th of April, yeah, and then the vinyl will follow.
So your vinyl obviously through Bandcamp, is that all pre-ordered then? So do you know how many has people been?
Yeah, I've had an amazing response to that. So I haven't counted, but I think there's about 30 odd people that have already like put an order in for that. So that's amazing, and hopefully that will sort of continue a bit like around the digital release when people hear the other songs a bit more if they've not heard them already. So it's been an amazing, like great feedback, amazing response on the pre-order. So couldn't ask for more, to be honest. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, there's another couple of people that like the vinyl. Dan's one of them, loves his vinyl stuff. He actually, because there's a few different, obviously vinyl back in the day was massive, wasn't it? You know, and it's had a bit of a rebirth, hasn't it? There's people that are trying getting back into it. And down where Dan lives, who does the reggae show, there's a place called Vinyl, and they're clever because what they do is they sell wine and vinyl.
Like it.
Hence the name Vinyl. So
awesome.
They've not even given me any money to plug in them, but I think that sort of stuff mixed together sort of helps as well, doesn't it? You know, people, well, I'll actually go and have a drink, and it's a social activity and things like that.
Yeah.
I think there's been bands
definitely
playing there, so you've got to mix it up, haven't you? People want something a bit different.
Yeah, and the thing with vinyl, I think, is like I love that people have held on to it and kept it going because. Obviously, you know, sound quality can be better, like generally, I think, but also like you can like look at the artwork. You know, you've got this big piece of artwork and like the inlay and stuff, and it's a piece of art. You know, so I think that's awesome. Yeah,
you're right, because I'm obviously of a certain age, and I love the fact. I mean, I said when I said years ago I'd love a jukebox. I mean, actually, you've got one here, haven't you? You know what I mean? That million tracks on it, and walking around with your headphones on. It's nuts.
That's it. Yeah.
But I think also the accessibility is brilliant. But I think some people have missed out on buying an album from a band. It's been released. The excitement that they're going to release this album. You get it, and you put it on your turntable. You sit down and listen to the album. That one,
start to finish.
But people will do that on the old Spotify or iTunes, will they? They'll just go, flick past this one, put something else on. That's what I think one of the issues is. It's like
it's easy to skip, isn't it?
Let's skip. Let's move on. You know, back in the day, I've got loads of singles. Used to have singles all stacked up. Yeah, that was a good bit of kit, and that'd drop down, and then it'd bring the next one. That was technology. About 5 tracks all ready to rock and roll. So
And no, I know there are people out there that do still listen to albums start to finish, and like full respect to those people. Like that's what I grew up doing and still love doing now, and that's why I make albums. You know, it's to be listened to like the whole thing, not just skipping tracks, like you say. So full respect for everyone that does that. Yeah,
let's do that. Hey, people, if you're watching this, whatever art it is, but start with J. Go and listen to the full album. I did it when we was in the first lockdown. I watched the program. I watched the ZZ Top documentary, and I went and found their first album. And obviously we couldn't go anywhere. And I couldn't remember last time I did it. I sat and just listened to it back all the way through. And I couldn't tell you the last time I did that. And I was just sat there, I was going, this is... And I'd never heard it before, their first album. I'd never heard it all the way through. I was sat there going, God, these guys are absolutely amazing. And, you know, and that's from a TV. I only got interested in that because I watched them and I understood them. I was like, I like you guys. I'm going to go and investigate you a bit more. So, it's worth doing. It's worth doing. Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Have we got any more questions? Where have we gone? We've had the van. Oh, that was one that we asked yesterday. Went down well. What's your worst gig? You don't do gigs, do you? You're studio, aren't you? Have you done any gigs?
I don't do that many. I've got a couple coming up. I've got one in March and one in April. But that's all I've got booked in at the minute. But what's the question? What's my worst gig?
Yeah, but if you've not done many gigs, I was thinking the band yesterday said that they had they went to Holland and they told them they didn't need to bring anything. They got there was no equipment. They had no microphones.
Oh, okay.
So that was a great story. So all right then. So if you're doing that, who would you? Because you're obviously a solo artist. Which band would you like to? So, do you know what I mean? If you had an opportunity to say, right, lead singer, get out of there, it's mine, I'm on this, who would that be? Have you got anyone that you'd think could...
Join a band as lead singer?
Yeah, just for a gig or something. Say, listen, Jay, you've got this opportunity. Which one do you want to take off this lineup? Which one are you taking?
Yeah, great question. Off the top of my head, I'm going to say maybe like Depeche Mode. Like I'm quite big into them. I love their sound. And like, to be fair, that's big boots to fill. Like he's an amazing singer. But I'd be up for that. Just for that.
Classic.
That one time. Yeah.
They were, when they first came out, that sound. I mean, if people listen to it now, my lad's youngest lad's 20, probably go, what's this, Dad? But when that came out, their music was just phenomenal, wasn't it? It was an amazing sound, really good. Yeah. I'll tell you what, we're going to listen to an amazing track now from an artist. It's Jay Tennant. This is we've not played this yet, have we? I hope. This is your last release, The Black Angel.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be right back.
Nice one.
When he decides to play. Wait, what's going on here? Come on. There we go.
There's no light but the stars as the night leads you on. Just a shot in the dark if you knew where to wait. But I know a black angel's coming knocking for me. Should I follow her down now that she's calling me out? How long? Come on, come on. I wanna rip it up, I wanna rip it up. My God, come on, come on. I wanna rip it up, I wanna tear it down. Turn my eyes, let's take a ride, then we can go anywhere, won't you? Turn my eyes, you can't deny it's been a hell of a day. There's no savior around when you need it the most, and no sleep to be found when you live with a ghost. I have taken myself around, I've drank from the wine. I could meet you at midnight, will the pleasure be mine? How long? Come on, come on. I wanna rip it up, I wanna rip it up. My God, come on, come on. I wanna rip it up, I wanna tear it down. Turn my
the gonks in the studio liking it. Do you like that? Do you like that? Yes. Yeah, all right. Always hams it up at the end, he does. Anyway, if you just joined us, we're talking to the awesome Jay Tennant and about his music and everything in between. Man, that track is just brilliant. We've been spinning that a lot, and that is fun. Obviously, that's your latest track that you've released.
Yeah.
Is the new album like that?
So that's on Forever Roses, yeah. So are the last two that you played,
cool.
Star Chasing and Journey into the Night. So I tried really hard to like make sure every track was strong. Like I believed in every track, and hopefully I got there. So it's good flavour for the album. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, that is brilliant. Even Eddie's like, I love this. There's loads of people like that, and I know we're linked up with a group called Live Tribe, and they've been spinning your stuff as well. So thanks to those guys for doing that. So
amazing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, and wonderful. I've got a question here. What's the most rock and roll thing that you do? Do you know what I mean? Not putting the bins out or anything like that, because you don't come over as being rock and roll, do you? Do you know what I mean? You come over as we've not already know you're diplomatic. You seem like a level-headed guy. We can't imagine you throwing TVs out of hotel rooms or anything like that. But I don't know.
You've got to have respect, man, haven't you? But God, I don't know, man.
I know he's going to come back with he don't put his stuff in the recycling, puts it straight in the general waste. I didn't have it. But
rebellious. What do I do that's rebellious? God, I don't know. I just
right. Okay. Well, obviously, if I asked some of the other bands questions, that would be here for about 10 minutes just reading them all off.
Oh no, yeah.
All right then.
Yeah. I'm going to have to come up with some stories.
You are. You're going to have to make some up, mate. If you don't know anyway, give us a shout afterwards. I'll give you some of mine because I'll tell you what, they're awesome. And
I'll just make some up.
Make some up. People will believe anything. And
there you go.
Yeah, there you go. What's the best piece of advice you've been given?
Oh God.
It's always a tough one, that, isn't it? I think.
One thing sticks out actually. So. Like kind of mod singer-songwriter from London, Darren Connett, I'll give him a shout out. He said it's a good lad. And he just said to me once, like, cause we were chatting about how do you break through? And this was a few years back. And he basically said, we just got to be relentless, mate. Like that's what it's all about. Just be relentless. And I've always remembered that. And I think he was bang on that. So whether it's writing, recording, releasing, gigging, whatever you're doing, like, because we're passionate about it, just be relentless, and that's probably the thing that sticks out for me is like best piece of advice. Yeah,
I'm liking that, and I think he's right, because there's some days and weeks, and I've gone, you know what I mean, and you go, yeah, I'm doing this. Even said it the other day. My wife said to me, there must be something, because you've really kept going of the radio. We set the radio up about nearly 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
It's just like you get knocked after knock after knock after knock, and you just keep getting up and going because you're passionate about something, about what you're doing, and
that's it. Yeah, that's the goal in itself, is just being driven by the passion for it, I think. Yeah. So spot on.
And I one of my pieces of advice to people that I always say is, if you're thinking of doing something because you think you're going to make a load of money out, and that's what's motivating you, don't. Because as soon as the first hurdle comes to hit you, you'll stop doing it. Do you know what I mean? If you think, I'm going to become that big, do you know what I mean? Do it because you're passionate about it. And you enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. You know, who knows where you're going to go, whoever else is going to go. But if you've got everything you need and you're getting by or whatever, but it fires you up, and I get up in the morning and go, yeah, let's go. You know, another show to do. Same again. Here we go.
And that's it. And like for me, like I've been thinking about this recently, and it's about leaving a body of work behind, like that I'm proud of. That's why I'm doing it now. It's like I believe in the songs, I believe in what I'm doing, and I'm driven to do it. And I just, 10 years time or whatever, I want to have like another few albums behind me and look back on it at some point, or have people discover it in the future and be like, this guy had some tunes, or do you know what I mean? Like that would mean everything to me, even if I'm not here anymore. Like that's kind of part of it as well. Yeah.
I like that because that's one of the things when I started podcasting years ago before we did the station, and the rationale for that is I'm interviewing people, I'm saying stuff, and in the future if someone finds it, could be anyone, grandkids, great grandkids. God, that was that idiot they called talking about Kirk. You know what I mean? That's what he produced.
Fair play. Yeah,
you're right. I think we should all be leaving a legacy of something, you know, and why not leave it with music? Because I think for me, I say it a lot. I think if you get people in a room and you play you've got good food. Yeah, and music. You can put, even if they can't communicate with each other because they don't speak the same language, get him in a room round a table, good food, music playing. Tell you what more do you need? You don't even need to talk to each other. You can dance. You can.
It's like universal language, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly. It brings people together. Like both of those things bring people together. So again, like spot on. Yeah,
I think it is. Do you know what, mate? The time has flown by. I've really enjoyed chatting to you, and
likewise. Thank you.
You've been easy to talk to as well. Sometimes it's quite difficult to get people to open up, but you're quite philosophical and you're level-headed and you've got lots of stuff going on. I really like your comments, and I'm hoping, or the aim is that people out there will obviously watch this, listen to you, and then go, actually, I'm going to go and discover his music. And if vice versa, if people know your music, they can come and sort of pull away back a little bit and just get under the skin and find out a bit more about you. So, anyway.
Top man, appreciate that.
Cool. We've not finished quite yet, but we've been asking all the bands, because if we let them go, we struggle to get them back. We'd love you to do as a station ID, so you know. Hi, this is, or whatever, however you want to say it. This is Jay Tennant. You're listening to Duggystoneradio. If you're okay with that, then we'll give it to Mr. Eddie King, who will turn it into a jingle for the station. So if you could do that for us, crack on.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Hey, this is Jay Tennant, and you're listening to Duggystoneradio.
Wonderful. He'll do something with that. He did one yesterday for us, which is fantastic, which we've been running at the minute. So that's good. Janice is asking, I've got to say, she keeps saying, don't mention me, but the street team, Janice, she works tirelessly in the background. So
she does. Yeah,
thank you.
I was going to thank her at the end anyway. You
can do that at the end. You can do that at the end.
She's been amazing. So enthusiastic about making this happen for like artists like myself and the bands and what have you. So full respect for what you and her and the street team are doing. Yeah,
it's brilliant, because we had this conversation a bit about we're watching the scene, watching what people are doing, looking at our shows. And we've gone, it's come about because we have a couple of shows. One's called Triple Play Wednesday and one's New Music. And then we started getting this new music coming. I'm like, these are good. Where have you got these from? Where I've never heard of these. Where have these come from? And that's how it started. Who are these?
Yeah.
Why have we not heard of these before? Does that make sense? Yeah. That's how it started. We're like, where are these from? Yeah. So then we've started following them on Twitter and looking at what's going on. And then we're like, hang on a minute, we're missing a trick here. Why don't we chat to them? Why don't we have a conversation with them, because we like the music, let's get out there. So it's bizarre how this wasn't a planned thing, but a couple of things just sort of whirring around in your head, and you go, we've got to do something with this, because you know we like it, other people are going to like it.
The best things happen like that sometimes, don't they? Where it just kind of develops, and brilliant. Good on you.
No, excellent. And we're starting a new show on a Thursday, which is going to be all this sort of stuff and emerging.
Fantastic.
Bands. So is there any mess before we go? Because we've got about three minutes, and we'll probably end with a little track once you've gone. What message would you give out to another Jay out there that's thinking of getting into this crazy business?
I think for me, like, the key couple of things is believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing, and work at it. Always try and improve. Stay humble, and do it for the right reasons. I think, like we've kind of touched on. So do it for the passion. Don't do it for any kind of glory. Like just do it for the journey. Like that's what it's all about. And it's all about connecting with people, isn't it? So those will be my kind of key thoughts, really.
I love that. No, it does make sense. It does make perfect sense, and you're quite level-headed and definitely not rocking. You know what I mean? You're a genuine guy doing something that he's really passionate about, and I really, really, really like that. And it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. So where's the best place for people to find you? Is it on Twitter? Is that where you hang out more than anywhere?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, on Facebook as well, but I mainly use Twitter really. And there's great crowd and following on there, like of amazing other bands and artists and all the people listening and what have you, really supportive people. So yeah, Twitter, and also check out my stuff on Bandcamp, because they're a bit better than Spotify for paying you and stuff. So that just helps kind of recoup a few of the costs and whatnot. So yeah.
Because that's a problem at the minute, and if you're not getting 8 billion streams on Spotify, you might or you're Joe Rogan, you might as well forget it. So I think we said it earlier on about things changing, and artists definitely need to go into a different, selling merch or selling vinyl or creating something where some avid followers are going to buy into it and keep buying that product. So I like Jay, so I'm going to buy his latest album. Oh, has he got any T-shirts or any sweatshirts? Oh, whatever it is. And that's where
it's not about the money, but you've got to these are all costs going out, so you've got to kind of try and balance it out a little bit if you can. But
exactly. Tell us about it. It's absolutely wonderful. Right, we'll let you get on with your day. It's been great to chat with you. I'm going to finish off with the people on Mixcloud. Going to play another track from you, and keep in touch. And if you're ever and about and you fancy a brew, you want to come to the studio, you're welcome. And
legend.
I'd say bring the band and do a session, but you could also bring a tape with you, and we can plug it into the mixer, and we could do a live session. Seriously, you're more than welcome. I've got a stage area here. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not Radio 1. But it's Duggystoneradio. It's more indie.
I could bring a guitar and do something at some point. Yeah.
Mate, please, you're welcome. We're on up the road. You can come and do something in the evening. We can have a bit of a natter. We can do a live stream. I'll bring a couple of people over and we'll do something. But if you want to do, give us
great stuff.
Just give us give us a shout. So thanks very much. Have a great time. Good luck with your next project, and keep in touch. Let us know when we've got it written down. But tag us when it gets released. Please tag us on Twitter, and we'll share it with everybody.
Okay, will do. Big thanks to you. Big thanks to Janice and the Street team. Really appreciate your support. Thanks very much.
Wonderful. We're promoting decent artists. That's what we're doing. So I think we're gonna finish with. Have we had Journey to the Night? I forget which ones I played as videos.
Yeah, that was the first one.
We did. Star City Serenade. We've not had that one, have we?
Yeah, go for that.
Right.
All right.
See you later, Jay. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
It's been great, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
And ghosts linger there, shadow lovers and angels of the night, telling stories in moon-kissed twilight. This is your town, this is your town, broken but yours, and I'm all in. She comes after dark, see the shooting stars in the starry sky. Neon lights and the stars in winter skies, shining silver and gold in her eyes. Cigarettes and red wine on the balcony. She and I come alive in velvet sheets. This is my town, this is my town, broken but mine. And the crow says she comes after dark, see the seven stars in the starry skies. And I said she's a movie star, she has second sight under starry sky. Hand in hand as the birds fill up the skies, walking out on the bridge in blue moonlight. This is our town, this is our town, broken
How cool was he? And if you're watching on Mixcloud Live, don't forget, Thursday night, 6 p.m, Dan Evans' Reggae Show Live. Best reggae show on the planet. So that was Jay Tennant, part of our Introducing series. Please go and follow him on the old social media. Give him a share. If you've been watching on Mixcloud or you're not seeing us on Mixcloud, come and find us. This will be going out on YouTube. Please give us a follow and you'll get anything that's coming up. And if you want any more information about us, go to Duggystone-radio's website, Duggystone. And it's all about emerging artists, new music. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your question. And he was brilliant. Please get behind him. What a cool guy. Until next time, I'm out of here. And I think the studio audience enjoyed it. They were very quiet, weren't they? There you go. All right. See you later.